Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome back in today's class. Okay, today we are on the day number not six, it's seven. Okay, and we have a agenda for today is to be discussed on the remaining part which we discussed yesterday, that is called the enterprise analysis. What we done in the last 4 days specifically, let me take a round. We discussed about what is value. What is value for a customer, what is value for a user, what is value for a BA. Then what is business analysis and what is business or who is business analyst, what skills are required, what communication skills are required, and what do you mean by the word business knowledge here. After that we go through and we understand about the stakeholder, who is stakeholder, what type of stakeholder, why stakeholders are required, that we discussed in the last week. Then we pick up the topic called the enterprise analysis. In core, if I say this means that you need to be understand the business. For a client you are working, for a customer you are working, you have to be understand his or her business. Only then you are able to provide support to him. Until unless you don't know that how mechanic is working, you cannot solve the mechanic problem. Then in the yesterday discussion, we done the feasibility study. Three major parameters we done on the feasibility part: financial, industry, and technology. On the top of that, we discuss about the project scoping, the set of boundaries we have to be complete. Then we done on the business case. We saw the template as well, that what is business case, what table of content in the business case. And then we done for the initial risk assessment, where we saw about the risk. If I just scroll down here, this part discuss about the risk tolerance, risk aversion. In this we have two things: neutral and the risk seeking. Today we are going to be pick up a next topic called the prepare the decision package. Okay. As the name indicate, it means as the name indicates that what you discussed, what you agreed, including your cost, benefits, your efforts, your technology, your tool, your research, everything which you discussed, which you agreed, that I'm going to be stored in a place, or maybe I can say I'm going to prepare a document, and that is called the decision package. Like what do you mean by the package? Package say if something has more than one is a package. Now either it's a 2 cup, it's a 4 cup, it's a 8 cup. So we are on the topic called the decision package. What do you mean by the decision package? Means it means anything which you are adding in a place, in a combination, like what you discuss, what you agree, all these things you are saying as a package. So what is say? The purpose of this activity is to provide an actionable set of information regarding the proposed new project to the decision maker. Let's say you want to buy a bike. Okay. You done all R&D from your side in the background. What bike I want, what color I want, what is the dealer, what is the discount amount, what is the down payment, what is the mileage, when I can get it, which color is there, in which street is a good, how the tax will be done. So what you did, you prepare the all actionable item and then you go and present it to your parents so that they can take a decision. Shall we go ahead? Shall we not go ahead here? That is called the decision package. So in our term, in industry term, if I say when I done all these things, so if you see the topics here, when I done all these things, then I go to my business guys, my CTO, CEOs specifically, that this is the analysis what I done. This is the benefit, this is the loss, this is the investment, this is the effort, everything I explain them. And then they take a decision. In this decision package, each and everything, either small, either big, should be completely and clearly mentioned without any assumption. assumption from your side that, oh, that guy know this thing. No. If you think that it is required for decision making, then you should mention it very carefully, very clearly in this particular decision package. In addition to the proposal, identify and justify. Next step is in the overall process to continue with the proposed new project opportunities. See, now decision has been made that boss, or maybe in the package you say, guys, this is what we are going to be start. Now you need the funding for the same. On the basis of your proposals, on the basis of decision package, the funding will be next phase. Because if I want to get a bike, my father and mother give me approval for the same, but now the question comes, कि पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? From where we are getting the funds now? Okay, of the next major phase of the project and appointing a project manager who will start working on that part. Okay, in my experience as a BA, we are not 100% liable for the decision package. We just provide or compile the relevant information which belong to my area. Like if someone says, I want to open a bakery shop and I am a banker, so I will do only my part in that part, in that area. Okay, you will get a loan up to this much amount on this percentage and for this month. This is a good bank which can give you the more loan amount. Okay, so in this case, if I say, or maybe you have a question, Atul, is it our responsibility? No. Sorry, it is our accountability? No. We are just responsible, not accountable here. And when you do this part, deliverables from this effort, what will come out? Business case and the supporting enterprise analysis report and executive briefing. Yes, guys, we are okay to go ahead for this. This is the summary. This is the vision plan for us. And now you can start working on the project implementation, kick off the project. So now if I talk from the industry perspective, I get hired in a company. My manager said, okay, Atul, you need to be work on this project. I said, okay, but how that project has been started? These are the background steps. These are the background steps. Means my client done these activities. He hired some BA in that area. He hired one business analyst from the finance side. He hired one business analyst from the technology side. He hired from business analyst from the market side. They done all this part. Then they hired the project person who done the scoping part. Then a case has been prepared. A risk has been defined. And then a package has been sent to the upper level that, guys, this is your requirement and this is the decision package we are built up here for your final confirmation. In this, who work on the project proposal, because now if this decision package is okay and everybody means your sponsor, like Suraj say in the market, guys, I don't have time, but I have a lot of money. Come with a proposal and I'll give you, like take example of Shark Tank. What is that? Do you think that the people who are coming to the Shark Tank, they don't have that much time? No, they have a money. People like you and me going in that reality show and putting our ideas and getting the sponsor, means before reaching there, we are doing this part. Sir, if you invest, if you take my proposal, if you take my idea, this much investment, this is the risk, this is the ROI. Are you happy? Anish Grover say, yes, I'm happy to sponsor this. What is this? You are getting a sponsor here. When the sponsor will sponsor your work, when you are ready with your up and downs completely, because that show is for 1 hour and everybody get 30 minutes, 40 minutes to be explained. Maybe everything cannot be explained, but the person who is reaching at that stage, he done with this all exercise. He done with this all steps. And then he is reaching on this particular point and getting a funding here. Then it includes the portfolio management as well, that, okay, how we are going to be govern this part. But in short, if I say mainly my executive sponsor and my portfolio team included in this to take a decision now, or maybe they are getting impacted here because they have to be put the funding here, right? So this is the way that I as a BA compile the information and send it to the next level for the decision. Decision honors the individual who is accountable for the result of a particular process or the project is become a decision honor. At last, Suraj is the one who need to be take yes or no. If he say yes, we will go. If he say no, we will not go. Clear till this point? Any doubt? Suraj, any doubt, any question? Hitesh?
Yeah, so no.
Clear. So what we discussed yesterday, we are just extending the topic now with the decision package. And now we'll go to the next point as well. Okay. Let me go here. Yeah. Okay.
So one question from my side.
Preparing a decision package that we have done. Okay. Now the question come here. Like I said, guys, I have a project. Project is open a big bank. A bank I want to be open. Now, if I want to be open a bank, what do you think that what is the first thing I should put in my bank? What is the first functionality I should put in my bank? That people can come and deposit the money. People can come and withdraw the money. Right? After that, people can take a loan from me. After that, I can invest people money into the market. After that, I'll be able to acquire some more banks as well. So now these are the small projects for me. And we have to, we means as a project manager with the support of the BA. Okay, with the support of the BA, we have to do this part. So this topic called the selecting and prioritizing the project, like very simple, very common layman example. Every year when I start my journey in company, I have a goal: certification, promotion, and some outsourcing or maybe some on-sites. These are my 3 projects for me, internally for me. Now I have to decide that what is the priority for me. I know that situation is not good in my home now. Then I will reduce the priority of the on-site immediately. I'll work for the promotion because if I get promoted, I get the money as well. So in this phase, we have to decide that how to select and prioritize. That is, I'm always say, if again take example of the mother. Maybe Suraj, you're not able to relate, but Hitesh, you can relate. Mother is our richest experience holder in the BA. She decide that if there is a less grocery in home, to whom I should give first. Shall I give it to my husband or shall I give it to my 5-year, 6-year-old kid? So in this we have to select that, but it is after the decision package has been completed, you get the funding. Okay, go. I am giving you 1 crore, go. Now in this area, portfolio management team come into the picture. Okay, and they start evaluating. Like they see research initiative. That the project which you're putting, that how much research I need to do on that part. What is the opportunity I'm getting here? They see the prioritize part. Let's again the simple example. How people are getting promotion in the companies. There's a concept called the bell curve. When they say the bell curve, they have some parameters. Okay, Hitesh is good in the management. Hitesh is good in the technical. He done the 5 certification as requested, as required. 1 is failing. He took a lot of leave in the last 1 year. So what is that? That is the promotion priority has been less for you now, even though your 4 factors are good, but your prioritizing is less. So in this particular concept, I'm not sure that 100% we as a BA involved or not, because it is a project manager decision, not BA decision. My work is up to this decision package. But what BA box says to select and prioritize the best Change initiative. Executive needs the information largely through the efforts of the business analyst. Like again, the example of Shark Tank. In a show, Anish got 5 projects. He is ready to fund all these 5. Now he need to be decide to whom I should funding or to whom I should fund at the first point of time, which I can delay. Like in the COVID, people started the tiffin services, right? So in this case, if I go to government and say, hey, I need money because I want to start the tiffin services, or if I go to the government, I say, hey, I want to start the banquet hall for the marriage. The 2 person are there. The first person will get a funding immediately because government know there's no marriage is happening. It's COVID, so no purpose of giving the fund to him immediately. We can delay it for the 6 months, but let's give a fund to the person who are going to be start the tiffin services. Clearly understand the business problem. Here the business analyst efforts come because you are the one who will tell now that boss, okay, this project we got. Let's pick up the prioritization part. What is the basic problem which we need to be fixed immediately? But it doesn't mean that it is required and you are going to fix it. No, or going to build it. No, you have to be see the cost as well. I know that in my bank, there should be ATM as well. But I can delay that because people are more interested to use the online services. ATM is good. I know that is basic, but it requires a lot of cost. And benefit will be start after 2, 3, 4 months or 5 months. Understand the organization project resource capacity. Do I have that capability in my company to build this part or not? Prioritize and establish a major progress. Ultimately deliver the expected business value. So if you speak me on the BA part, yes, I participated in this area, but not 100%. I see this part, that what my client required at point of time. Then I put the effort part, that how much effort my developer need to be do on that part. Even though it's a business, it's a BA part I'm doing. Then I see if I want to be implement this new functionality, do I have a developer in my team for the same? Or I have to be hire them. So ultimately, these steps we are already doing in our projects. But as per the BA box, they're putting into the different box called the selecting and the prioritizing projects. Clear till this point? Any doubt? Hitesh and Suraj.
No, that's clear, Atul. No worries.
Okay. Good. Now the launching the new project. Again, same layman side example, that let's open the bank now. So launching means you need a project charter. Very important in this part. Okay. Again, bottom line, maybe you directly involve here, maybe not. But as per the BA box, it say at this point, BA will begin to plan the requirement allocation, analysis and documentation part. Means the topic which we discuss, requirement planning and management, it has been started here. Right? So in the company where you and me guys are working, where we are working, we said I'm working for an X project. I'm working for a Y project. There's a PM is sitting who do all this part for us. So you can see here, project manager within the written authority to begin the work. Guys, funding is there, resourcing is there, go and kick off the project now. Statement of scope, objective, that in this 3 months project, I am just going to be deploy ITSM for my customer without any customization. They define it very clearly here. Because the things which is mentioned, the project chart, the scope, the objective, on the basis of that, I will start my work for the requirement gathering, analysis, and the documentation. Now don't be confused. Atul, ये तो हम पहले भी कर रहे थे नहीं. Earlier what we discussed, from the project side, that how a project kick off. Now we're discussing that, okay, project has been kick off. Everybody give an agreement in my house. Let's open a bank. This is the place it has been started. In this project phase 1, I'm just going to be open a bank and 2 functionality. Deposit your cash, withdraw your cash. Now I start working on the requirement gathering. How much cash we can deposit in a day? Is it only for the retailers or the cooperators as well, or the wholesaler as well, or the businessman as well? These things as a business analyst we start gather here. Analyze here, documentation. In the separate slides we will discuss, but this is what we have to be say, okay, now I am kicking off my project. I do not we discuss much in this because it is mainly from the PM perspective. But in this place, you hired in a company and company say, guys, we're kicking off a new project. Okay, Hitesh, you are BA for us. Start your work. You will say, okay, show me, tell me what is the statement of scope, statement of work, SOW, which we say. You will find that and you start working around that. Identify the main stakeholder. Remember, Hitesh, identify the project manager authority, that who will give me the final sign off on these parts. So they says it is the requirement for the project. It's a shared understanding of the project, that what we are going to be build up, and it includes your sponsors, your stakeholders, and your complete project team. And inputs for this, which we already discussed: business case, statement of work, agreement, assumptions. All these things are the inputs for this. So now I am saying that I have a project in my company and I am going to be hire Suraj and Hitesh in my company for the requirement gathering, allocation, analysis, and the documentation part. If I proceed further a little bit on that, it is important, but again, it is not for me completely. I just give the inputs from the BA perspective. I don't worry about the funding and all at this point, because for that we have a project manager. What is saying? Managing project for value. Once the project are funded, now if I say you are in the 7th day of this training, how you are managing this value? You are understanding the things in your mind, and you are going to play a vital role. Maybe you think Atul ne 6 दिन पहले इतना पढ़ाया है. Now I have questions for the same, because you want to be understand everything now, right? So what value I am giving here? So what they say is the business analyst play a critical role in the project control gate review process. He will say, boss, in the project SOW, we have a 5 scope, but customer is saying it's a 7 scope or 8 item scope. Sorry, it's not a case. What they review ongoing projects, highlight a key project milestone, and revalidate the business case. Maybe after 1 month, there's a meeting happened in the project. Okay, Hitesh, you are a BA. Tell me what's update from your side. He will say, Mr. PM, as per the scope, we have a 5 module to be implemented. But when I go to the customer, they start working, or they are talking about the 2 more in that area. We did not achieve any milestone, because in the 1 month, I should get understanding that what I have to be deliver. But still now we are in the discussion that what is in the scope, what is not in the scope. Maybe we have to be reevaluate the business case. It happened practically. If I say it happened with me, I kick off one project for my one of the financial client. I was at their site only. It was something on the capex and the opex. It's the financial terms, capital expenditure or the investment kind of things. Okay. The business work or the SOW has been signed off only for the OPEX, no CAPEX for that particular phase. But when I go to customer, 2nd, 3rd day, they start asking about the CAPEX as well. Atul, let's discuss the CAPEX requirement. I said, okay, let me discuss, because I did not see the business case or the SOW completely. After in my weekly internal team meeting, my company meeting, I say that we are working on the CAPEX. Then my PM says, who told to work on the CAPEX? I said, customer was saying to me, no, go and show him this SOW that we are charging X amount only for this scope. Then I put the things to my customer and he say, oh, sorry, it is phase 2. Then we have to be understand that. But that is the reason, if you join any company as a business analyst, first of all, you should know that what is the scope we have defined. The problem is that I not say it's a problem that the scenario is that we guys are joining a project in between. Actually, few of us maybe are lucky who worked on the day 1 project. Then we know each and everything of the scoping part. But if you're joining a project which is already running a 5 years ago, and it's again for the 10 years more, then you are not getting the current or the right scope. So you have to be struggle in that area. But for a business analyst, it is required that he or she should know about the scoping part very clearly. Current estimates, cost and time. That is the PM work. Validate or redefine or refine the project priority. Shall we make some up and down? Like say customer says that let's let's say in my project phase 3 is for the sale part, that we are giving a loan with a 4 or 3% of the rate of interest. Okay, it is in the phase 3 and phase 3 will be start in March 2025 or 2023 maybe, let's say. Okay, but during this meeting we found that hey, Christmas is coming, or maybe let's say Diwali is coming or Ganpati is coming. This is the time when people buy the home in Maharashtra area specifically, or maybe say let's Navratri, Ganpati and Diwali. So these 3 are the festival which celebrated on a very big side in the complete India, and people buy property, people buy new car as well. Let's make a priority to this. We are in the month of May. Let's build up in the 2 months this functionality in our bank website so that people can take a loan from us with the lower interest in this festival season. So we have to do the project refine or priority as well, but it is not my decision. I have to take a decision with the stakeholders as well. And finally, go decision for the funding of the next phase. Customer said, no, you're not giving a good business to me or good service to me. I don't want to be content with you. So being a business analyst, I just attend these meetings and share my updates. I don't bother about all these things. No, that is their work. Clear till this point? Suraj and Hitesh.
Yes, Atul. Makes sense.
Great. And at last, for the tracking of the project benefits, means your ROI, you are taking the trends, you are taking the review of data, that how much we delivered, what the benefit which you promised to the customer, that once you go live, you will be getting 500 hours saving every month. Are we getting this part? In this, your importance are there. Because being a business analyst, I should know that what I delivered and how much value I should be able to provide to the customer. Review the data, track the trends. Basically, these things happen when we have a go live. After go live, I go to my customer and say, okay, now tell me how much time you're spending in a cab meeting. Oh, wow, so we're just spending 1 hour. Earlier, we're spending 5 hours in a day for a cab meeting. 4 hours they are able to save now in a 1 cab. So if in a week they have 2 cabs, 8 hours they can save. At least 1 man hour they are able to save in a single week. And how many people are involved in the cab, you can calculate. So by this way you can see the benefits. Maybe now they say earlier we're spending the 5 hours, now we're spending the 8 hours in a cab. It means the thing which you develop, the benefits which you promised, you're not able to get that. It means something wrong in your requirement gathering. Maybe requirement gathering, maybe wrong expectations, maybe incorrect data has been presented, maybe it's manipulated, multiple things can be there. Okay, so we just bother about our part here. Review the data, track the trends, report to the project sponsor and the portfolio. That was, this is going on, this is what I delivered, this is what I'm getting now. I done my part. Okay. Now with this, we completed our one major topic is called the enterprise analysis. Okay. Now we are going to be kick off a new topic, which is called the requirement planning and management. Something we discuss on the broader level, very broader level. We discuss something on that part. Now we are going to be do a deep dive in this topic by topic. Okay. What do you mean by the word requirement, Suraj?
Anything that is required.
Suraj, your voice is very low. Could you please a little bit louder?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, requirement can be anything. That can be a request for anything.
What anything?
A service
Okay, or
asset,
or
software application, anything you can take it. Whatever is the requirement of the customer.
what is the requirement? That is my question. What is the requirement? In simple words, I'm hungry. What is the requirement here?
Food.
Food, right?
Maybe a need.
Maybe a need, right? A
Wish,
problem.
demand.
Wish, demand, a problem is the requirement.
Necessity.
Correct.
Yeah.
So in short, I can say I have need something that is a requirement for me. I want to grow my career in the business analyst area. That is my requirement, my need. I'm hungry. I need food. That is my requirement. So in this phase, the core activities of a BA will be starting. So now understand the concept. Let's build a hierarchy here. A company hired me. I was allocated to a project. The project has been decided, funded by my stakeholders. I got off a SOW that I need to be develop something on ServiceNow, maybe something in ServiceNow, Jira, BMC Remedy, any of the tool. Okay. And now my manager say, welcome Hitesh in the project. Welcome Suraj in the project. This is SOW. Start working on your things. Okay. You said, okay, boss, done. You read the SOW.
Atul,
Yes, go ahead, Hitesh.
sorry to interrupt. SOW, you mean to say it, that's scope of work, right? I mean,
Statement of work.
statement. Okay, cool.
Statement of work.
Take it. Thank you.
Okay. So now you got SOW. You read about that okay, in this project is for the 6 years. Okay. In the first year, we're going to be deploy ITSM module in BMC Remedy or Jira or ServiceNow. In the first 3 months, I need to be gather the requirement that what customer want to build into the respective tool. It will never a case that on the day when you start and talking to your customer and say, okay, hey, tell me what you want. No. This particular phase, if I speak truly from experience, this particular phase does not exist in our day-to-day routine. We are never doing this part. We start directly from the requirement allocation. Okay, बताओ क्या बनाना है, बना देंगे आपके लिए. But this is the place where as a BA, you have to actually plan the things. So like we plan the project, in the same way, I am planning that how I will gather the requirement. ठीक है, जैसे होता ना वो कैसे इसको बोले, I want to start this training now. Now I need to be know that who are my stakeholder. Is college going, freshers, IT experience, 3, 5 years, 10 experience, 20 experience. So this is the work which I as an individual contributor need to do at my end. And few steps has been recommended by the BA BOK. Understand the team role for the project. Define the work division strategy. Requirement risk approach. How to plan activities, what activities you have to be do. Like if I say, Suraj, you need to be travel to Bangalore office or maybe Mumbai office or maybe the Calcutta office and meet the client. Do you think today I said and tomorrow Suraj will be flying? No. The activity need to be planned. His arrange, his first of all his tickets, his accommodation booking, his food, then his per diem, then his pick up and drop in from the office to hotel, hotel to office. So these are the requirement which a travel team will be do. But Suraj will do that when I reach to the client side, how I'm going to be start my day, what agenda I have to be start. If I start this training without any agenda, do you think that we can run this training for the next 2 days or 3 days? Not possible. We have an agenda now because I done this homework. So requirement and planning and management, I done in the background before kick off this training, so that I know that how to train, how to share the knowledge with you guys. So let's discuss these steps one by one. It is the area, define the resources and the tasks associated with the planning and management. Again, I'm telling you, इस phase में you are not getting the requirement. It is a prerequisite to gather the requirement. ट्रैवल से पहले का जो अरेंजमेंट होता ना, ये वो है. अभी ट्रैवल हुआ नहीं शुरू आपका. Let's take example. I say to my family, let's go to जम्मू वाया ट्रेन. हम ट्रेन में ये करेंगे, खाएंगे पिएंगे, वो उसकी तैयारी जो है वो ये है भाई. ओके, वी विल प्ले कार्ड्स, ठीक है, कार्ड्स रखने पड़ेंगे. वी विल प्ले चेस, चेस रखनी पड़ेगी. वी विल प्ले लूडो, लूडो रखनी पड़ेगी. सो व्हाट यू आर डूइंग, यू आर मेकिंग इट प्लानिंग. जब ट्रेन में बैठोगे ये काम तब होगा, अभी कुछ नहीं होगा. सो द रिक्वायरमेंट प्लानिंग सेज task associated with the planning and management of requirement gathering. Number 1, throughout the requirement process. जब तक till the time you are not close the requirement gathering process, तब तक ये काम चलता रहता है. It includes, majorly it includes, and now we have to be open. But I never say it's you, including me as well. We have to be open our mind 360 degree. What we have to do in this particular phase, we have to be identify the key roles. Who is the project manager? Who is the lead business analyst? Who is the solution architect? Who is the designing authority lead? Who is my major stakeholder from the business side? Who is from the technical side? So we have to be define the roles. Not define, we have to identify the role. मतलब कि we are introducing you, Hitesh, to the team now. Selecting the requirement activities. It means who will take the daily notes of that requirement workshop? Who will publish the agenda for every workshop? Who will come back to me on the decision? So like I give an example. Currently I'm participating in a workshop. Okay, it's a 2 days workshop. Last week we have, and now we have on the Thursday as well. So for a Thursday workshop, I have clear-cut agenda. That guys, we have 10 points and we have to make the decisions now. Shall we go? Shall not we go? So these activities has been completed in the planning part. If you say, sorry, I'm not interested in maybe on the workshop, Hitesh say, no, I don't want. We will say, okay, anybody agree or don't agree with Hitesh? People say, yes, we'll agree with Hitesh. Decision make, done. Once a decision make in the workshop, it should not be, I can say, change after that. Otherwise, you are losing a track and you're losing the people confidence as well. Managing the requirement scope. Remember, Hitesh, I give example in one of my workshop approximately 2 or 3 years back. We started the discussion, and from the customer part, the other guys started some other discussion as well. Then my lead business analyst say, boss, this is not in the scope. Don't talk about this. Otherwise, I'll take you out from the meeting. I saw a meeting invite for the workshops where clearly mentioned we are inviting only those people who is responsible for this workshop. Please don't forward this invite to anyone else, because So what is this? This is the requirement activities. I know that in this meeting Hitesh is required, but Suraj is not required. So I will not send the invite to Suraj. But if Hitesh forward the invite to Suraj, then he need to be justified that why Suraj is required here. Because you are not a BA, you are just a business person. I am the BA for this. I know that who is my stakeholder. So in this, we are managing the requirement scope clearly.
Atul,
And yes, go ahead, Hitesh.
thank you for so if let's say if we do this practice, don't you think the other person or the stakeholder will get offended if we talk to him like this, or
No,
we have to?
no.
I mean,
If he offended, let's discuss offline. Guys,
okay.
see, the thing is that to run a workshop, who is accountable? Business is accountable or myself is accountable?
To run a workshop, of course.
Definitely, I as a business analyst, I'm
Yeah.
accountable, right?
Yeah.
Then who is the other person who can make my meeting dirty and talk about other things as well? I have a full right to kick them out. Guys, this is the project requirement. This is the scope which we have for this workshop. That is an I invite only because you are the right person to make a decision. If you want to something else, please let's discuss in the other workshop, not here now. That is the hold a BA has in the workshops actually.
So, I mean, my point was we can be just as clear as this, right?
Yes,
We don't have to. Okay.
Because remember, Hitesh, if you are not able to complete your requirement gathering in a given time frame, business will say, guys, I done my timelines now.
Yeah.
Then you cannot go and say, no, your person was not cooperating with me. It's your fault.
You're accountable.
It's your workshop. You invited them. They did not invite you. You invited them. That guys, come and let's have a discussion. And to do this part, you need to clearly know that which stakeholder I need to be invite. What task I need to be do. Task means meeting sharings, meeting agendas, notes, and all those things, and the what communication tool we're using. We're maintaining an Excel sheet, presentations, or Jira or service, in which tool we're maintaining this part. So this is the main part of this particular, I'm not saying a step, it is a complete phase here, planning phase here. If your planning is good, then your next 3 steps will be good. If your planning is bad, everything gone. Let's say example, you and your wife going to a shopping mall. Okay. Your wife says from the home, Hitesh, I want to buy one good Western dress, one sari, and one sandals or something like footwears, because you guys are going for a marriage. Okay. Now, when she reaches into the shopping mall, she says, no, I want to buy some good 2 more footwears on the hillside as well. I want some overcoat as well. I need 1 or 2 suits as well. Now the planning is wrong. You came into in the shopping mall for the idea that it will take 2 hours. Now she is demanding the other things as well. That is not in the scope of the discussion which we have. So being a business analyst in our industry, being a business analyst, you have a complete right to drive that part. See, for example, the business analyst must determine if the company CIO is a stakeholder. Decide how best to gather the requirement. I have a discussion with the technology leads as well. Means those guys, for those guys, I have to book the calendar approximately 2 weeks beforehand. And they give me only 15-20 minutes. Then in that meeting, you cannot go, hey, how are you doing? All fine, family is good. No, I welcome and put the agenda clearly that I want to be discussed on these parts specifically, because maybe if your stakeholder is CIO, do you think that they will give you time for the requirement gathering? They will say, okay, talk to my assistant, he will schedule a calendar. Yeah. And assistant says, sir is out for the 1 week. Only next week, 5 to 10 or maybe 7 to 7:30 will get a time slot. And be ready with the agenda. It's not like, guys, I'm here. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. So we have these many requirements I discuss. No. These discussions happen on the casual themes, but not with the people like this. So in this phase, I have to identify my stakeholder. who is my stakeholder, at which role they're playing it. Is it a business stakeholder? Is it authority stakeholder? It is a financial stakeholder? Is a funding stakeholder? Is a project manager? Who is that? These things we have to be completed in the planning and management session. Like in the शादी हमें पता होता है कि चाचा कौन है, मासी कौन है, मौसा जी कौन है और फूफा जी कौन है. So that we know that what time in the last ritual I need to be called them. So these are the three main activities need to be done by a BA. Then to do this part, he need to be understand these 3 points which we done just now. He need to understand the business environment analysis, that how the business has been defined, that how the stakeholders are behaving, maybe who is in the good in favor, who is bad in the favor of these things, they have to be defined here. Okay, he need to do the enterprise requirement scope, that the scope which I got from the SOW, is it matching with the business scope or not? And you have to do the feasibility study from the technical, from your perspective now. Don't think about the project now. No, your project part is over. Now you're in the actual ground level, start working here. And what this will help you, it will give you the project member team. Right? If you are a BA and you're going to the business side, you should know that who is supporting in the background. Okay, Atul Grover is my architect. Suraj is my lead developer. You know, only then you can be able to talk to those guys. List of the stakeholder and their relationship to the project. Who is the last authority? You should know. Who is the acceleration point? You should know here. List of requirement gathering, task and division of work. We will discuss in a depth. And which tool need to be used for the gather and communicate the requirement. So this is all about the introduction of this part. Now, if I go to the next part, any doubt, any question before that? Why should copy paste it 2 times?
No, Atul.
Not all.
Okay, good. Now, simple. I don't want to put a lot of things or maybe discussion here, but it is a quick one. Understand the team roles for the project. You should know that to whom you are talking, at which level, which position, which role that person is playing. So in this case, I'm saying that we don't do this activity. But if I joined a new company, my manager say, okay, let me introduce you the team. He's Atul, he's Suraj, he's Titesh, he's Bukala, he's Bhumi. He's what I can say. He's lead architect, he's a BA, he's a senior consultant, all the things. But did you identify and document? You never document. Not you, we never document. ठीक है, इसको कौन पूछेगा, छोड़ो ना, क्या करता है. So first task is that identify and document the team role for the project. And role includes these things. Executive sponsor. Now I'm in a project where I know that if my value streams are not agree on any point, to whom I should accelerate it now to take a final decision. I know if that guy is not responding, I know to whom the next level I need to be go. But it should be clearly mentioned in the document. It's not like a verbal. And if this is a new project, I'm 100% recommend do this exercise, guys. Make a document and say these are my key roles and these are the person who are be working on this. Executive sponsor, put one name. Business analyst, put name. Project manager, put one name. Developers, put name. QA, put name. Trainer, put name. Because if you know these things, only then you are able to know to whom I should approach. भाई go live हो रहा है, production में कुछ issue आ गया, and you don't know that who can fix it. There the team, these things come actually. Here's the application architect, call him now. He will join the call. पता नहीं यार होगा कोई application architect, मेरे को कोई बात नहीं, मैं को requirement देता हूँ, काम हो जाएगा. नहीं, you should know these things very carefully. And this is a deliverable for you. A document should be ready in your hand with a specific role and the names. That is the one step, one thing you have to be do when you join the new project. So something which go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I was just about to ask this. I think you were just presenting the same thing that we have to prepare
Rasi
a
model.
format or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
That's
yes,
it.
yes,
Go on.
yes. You have to prepare.
Okay. Go on.
You have to prepare for this complete project. My BA is responsible, but accountable is my project manager. That if these are my stakeholder, these are my roles, then I should know that who is B in the Rasi, who is standing at which point, sorry. Okay, so you should clearly tell that, guys, be ready. This is the Rasi I'm sharing with you guys. Then again, simple English, which we already discussed, that who is business analyst, who is the end user, who is the SME. Same thing, nothing much. I put it here. Like this, you can put it. Even people do this as well. Stakeholder listing. If in a single project, multiple vendors are involved, you should capture like this only. What is the name, his organization, address क्या है, उसका phone number, किसका email ID क्या है. This is actually required. This is actually required.
This makes sense. To
Yes.
That's the point.
But the problem is that we guys don't use this. Guys don't create this. And if you want to identify your stakeholder, these questions you should ask. Like this, they mentioned the business analyst will prepare a listing of the question intended to identify additional stakeholders. मुझे पता मेरा PM कौन है, मुझे पता मेरा QA कौन है, बट मुझे ये नहीं पता कि अगर कुछ प्रोसेस गैप है तो उसको कौन रेक्टिफाई करेगा. Then you can put a questions like this. Okay. These things, and to identify that, you can have an interview as well, you can have a web survey, but generally we don't go in this much depth. Nowadays companies are enough mature and the consulting companies are enough mature, they start these things on the day one only, that okay, tell me who is my stakeholders, guys. Okay, and if you come here, what responsibility that person is doing here, kind of a R&R, I can say, role and responsibility.
I think making a format makes much more sense. What do you think? Because this ये थोड़ा easy लगता है देखने में.
Right. So वो चीजें यहाँ पर required हो जाती हैं बिल्कुल कि बॉस अगर ये नहीं है, I'm not able to do that part. And this is, I'll say, only one-time activity if you're starting a new project, because you don't know the people.
Yeah.
Okay. Then again, the same thing into the stakeholders. For the more detail you want, what role you are doing, what activities are doing, how many computer system is, just to be identified a little bit more on the role part. But what we discuss on the top is enough for us to start working, and then we can mature it. Okay, so like even though I have these things as well, key stakeholder, yes or no, something good. Right? I know that in this meeting, these are the stakeholders required. Key stakeholder, इनके बिना काम नहीं होगा. So this thing we can do at our end. You can categorize. So like this, they are saying categorize the grouping stakeholder, and here you can use your stakeholder image as well to identify in your mind that in which category the stakeholder is falling, so that you know that what time you need those users in your business. Clear till this point?
Yes. Okay.
So let's not proceed further because I know it's be little theoretical part. Okay, let me stop the recording here first. Any question before I close the recording here? Suraj, Hitesh.
I have one question. Is it possible, Atul, to maybe have I don't know, maybe some literature or a slide that you're running just to read before we appear to the class, or maybe whatever you have covered? Because I mean, we have recordings for sure, but then sometimes we don't want to just stick to screen because we have another calls going on, so I'm kind of fed up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see Hitesh on that part. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, Absha. Okay, let me stop the recording here, guys. Then.